It all began with a trip to South Africa in 1995, I think it was. And on that trip, we learned about a school in rural Zimbabwe that was going to be condemned, and more than 600 children would have no place to go to school, and that caught our attention. After about 6 or 9 months, we decided we'd go. And of course, we'd never been to Zimbabwe before, had no idea what we were getting in for, but that was the beginning. In the early years, we renovated buildings, we built new buildings, and then in 1999, we learned about children that were starving, and we decided when we discovered there were all these orphans that we had to do something. As we were preparing to leave in 2006 and come back to the US, a group of people from Sweden, I believe, had brought seeds and potting plants and potting soil and tools and wheelbarrows to the school where we were headquartered. And they had donated these. They had told the people that they needed to plant these seeds that they called Moringa. In 2013, we moved the mission off of school property onto property the government had given us. And I made it very clear that they were to transplant some of these trees, or at least get the seeds and start new plants at the new site. And we had a plot of about 10 acres where we could plant moringa.
So how many moringa trees? Have you ever done any kind of count? How many trees you actually have there planted?
Oh, I really don't have any idea. 40,000, probably.
Let's go back to what it's like to not be, the decision you made to not go back to your project, which has been just such a near and dear project to you.
Well, I think it's 23 or 4 years this year since Ralph and I made our first trip to Zimbabwe. I had planned to go back in 2019, and another group from our organization went, and so I didn't want to crowd the housing facility. So, because this is a very rural project, so often missions are developed in high-density suburbs in the cities, but ours led us to the rural area.
And so speak a little about your project now, and also, you talked about the distance that it is for some people, and the one woman working with the Moringa, how far she's traveling every day just to get to her work with Moringa.
Well, the district that we're covering, the distance from the furthest points of our mission is about 15 miles. And she lives at the furthest community, and so she leaves home walking at 5 a.m. to arrive at HCOC by 8 o'clock to start work. And then whatever time they finish up during the day, then she has to walk back home. And during the pandemic, I think what they did was they selected like 2 or 3 women, and they stayed on site.
But are they having moringa in their diet every day?
The children they have passed out packets of moringa to the children when they were isolated and couldn't come to school. Now the cooks are using it in their diet now, but as near as I can tell, not all children are back in school. because the classes are so large. They're taking like half one day and half another day to keep the contact limited. I'm hoping very soon they will be back to normal schedule.
Oh my gosh, well, it's such a remarkable thing that you've done, and to have that stamina over the years to keep going. And it's just every time I hear either, I'm talking to Barbara or I'm talking to Fatu, somebody is reporting on Roberta. Like, who's got the Roberta report? Because it's amazing, what you've accomplished in that time, and not just in the orphanage, I mean, in the whole community, building the clinic and wells, digging wells for people. I mean, it's expanded from just one singular thing.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it's just incredible.
I don't even know how many wells have been drilled over the years, but each school has its own water source now.
It's just incredible.
Yeah. My husband passed away in 2011. Zimbabwe had become part of our lives, and so I just went ahead with our plans. I just felt like I was finishing up something Ralph started, but I have since discovered there's no way to let go. I can't not keep pushing forward with this. My total focus now is the Moringa.
Incredible, Roberta. Just so inspiring. The dedication is just like, it never leaves you, even now.
No.
Every day, and wherever you're talking to them, you just still have it in your mind, you have it in your heart, and it's a phenomenon to find people who would be able to do that as long as you have, with that much just like single focus that you've had. We haven't known for the longest time like what we should do about your project and about you, because you've been such an inspiration. So what I decided to do is to create a Moringa Lifetime Achievement Award.
Oh my goodness. That's something.
So what it says: we, Moringa for Life, do hereby award and distinguish Roberta Pippitt the Moringa Lifetime Achievement Award in recognition of her devotion and inspiring work bringing Moringa to the people of Zimbabwe. This focus and determination has had a profound impact on the hearts and lives of countless children and their families, the impact of which will continue to endure for generations to come. Answering this call to service represents the highest caliber of selflessness and is a beacon for others to carry on this life's work. Those who follow the worldwide Moringa movement stand in awe of Roberta's glowing example of commitment to humanity and the soil, the very thing that feeds every living being on earth.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
We are so proud and happy to give that to you.
Well, that's really
and
something.
In recognition of all of this that you have done.
My goodness. Well, I'll tell you, in 2013, when I went back, I was so angry when I saw the plot of Moringa just in shambles. And I really scolded our director, our manager. I said, these children need nutrition, and it's sitting right here, and you're not taking care of it. And I really wasn't real nice the whole time I was there. I was just so upset about this was here, but they weren't using it. I guess in a culture like that where they've not been exposed to anything new, it's always been this way. They feel it has to be this way. After I came home, I got an email from Albert, and he said, "You finally made a believer of me." But the pictures of the compost building, that was built unbeknownst to me. They did that themselves.
Oh, wow. So, see, That's so powerful because they've totally got it. They really, really brought that into their way, and they put that in. I didn't realize that. I thought that was another one of you just being on them constantly. So
Well-
see, that's such a testament right there because they took it on and they created themselves. They see the power of it.
Yeah, and then they are now using it on their own homestead.
Oh.
So that has the potential to spread in the community when people can see what's being done here.
Wow.